Namaste, and welcome to this Asana video manual. My name is McGraw.
And my name is Bob Smith.
And we are thrilled to bring to you this particular video series that's based on our Asana photo manual. Enjoy.
Namaste. This is our final recording of the Asana video manual. In this particular routine, we're going to do a little bit of all the main groupings of the poses. We'll begin with the sun salutation, do the moon salutation, and then each of the main groupings finishing with Pranayama. Come to the front of the pad. We'll begin with the sun salutation. Hands together, prayer, namaste. Inhale, raise up. Exhale here. One more breath, inhale. And exhale, march up and back. And then release. We're just using a couple breaths. A breath to get into the pose, inhale. And then a couple breaths while in the pose. Exhale, reach through the forward bend, lengthening the back. One more. Inhale, breathe through the ribs, through the back. And exhale and reach through. From here, left leg back, your choice with the knee off the ground or on the ground. Come on up to warrior or the low lunge if the knee's down. Exhale, settle the pelvis, lift the ribs, arch back. One more, steady, slow in. And exhale, steady, slow out, lowering a little, lifting the chest as you lower. And then hands forward, down dog. Hook under and come back. And 2 exhales, broaden the shoulders, open. One more, inhale. You're like a dog or a cat getting up from rest. Open your shoulders, the arms, stretch the legs some. And then from here, lower to push up. Stick down. And come on to the belly. We'll interweave our fingers for the first round. Interweave and just turn a little to one side. Top shoulder blade area working. And then turn to the other side. Or you could be square forward in the armless cobra. And then come square forward if you've been side to side. Finish the armless cobra. And then hands near the lower ribs. Hook under with your toes. Find your way up into the down dog for 2 exhales. Open the shoulders. You could bend one knee and push to the opposite heel of foot, stretching the same shoulder and calf. And then the second side. Reach through. And then open both shoulders. And then from here, finish dog. Swing your left knee forward. Right knee could come down, as key showing, or could be up into the warrior. We both are now. Settle the pelvis, open. One more breath, steady, slow in. And open the warrior, reach through. And then forward. Hinge at the hip joint, back leg comes forward. 2 exhales, low belly lifts, back opens, hamstrings open. One more, steady, slow in. And exhale and reach it through. And then bend your knees a little, come up. Inhale, exhale, open, standing back bend. One more, steady, slow in. And open up and maybe back. And then release and the hands down.
Now your second time through, similar in every way. Inhale as you lengthen and lift the arms overhead. Exhale to reach it through, opening upward with the heart, and taking the eye gaze upward in Urdhva Mukhasan. One more breath here. As you release, hinge the hips folding forward in Uttanasana, maintaining the neutral spine. Exhale as you lift the sit bones. And one more breath here. Now stepping your right leg back, bend the right knee as much as you need to, and lift that right heel up so that the pelvis can be vertical, reaching the arms overhead. Exhale as you deepen in Virdrasana. And one more breath. Now releasing from the posture, step your way back in Adho Mukha Shivanasana, the downward facing dog. Breathing as you're reaching through, lifting that tail up nice and high, keeping the knees bent and the heels lifted as high as you need to. One more breath. Releasing from the pose, lift up your head as you come forward into plank. Exhale, wrap the elbows in by the rib cage as you lower down halfway in Chaturanga Dandasana. As you release, take the legs down to the ground and lift the head and the chest. Bring the shoulders back and down as you lift the heart and the head and eye gaze in Bhujangasana, and one more breath. And releasing, tuck the toes and press your way up and back yet again in down dog. Exhale as you press back, lifting the tail, still keeping the elbows wrapped in so shoulders are sliding. And the last breath here. Stepping your right leg forward. Bend your left knee and lift your left heel enough that the pelvis can be vertical as you reach overhead. Exhale as you're deepening, opening the heart, and one more breath. And as you release, step your way forward to forward bend. Still neutral through the spine as you're folding forward. Lift up through the tailbone as well as the head and the chest. And the last breath here in Uttanasana. And as you release, draw your way back and up. In Urdhva Mukhasan, lift through the pubic bone, ground the sacrum. Lift the chest and let the shoulders slide down the back. One more breath with that eye gaze upward. And as you release, returning into your standing mountain posture.
And we'll shift into the moon salutation. Turn open with your left foot. We'll go to the yin side, the left side first. Shift your hip joint. Again, like the sun salutation, a breath to get in and then a couple breaths while in the pose. Triangle, inhale, 2 breaths, exhale, reach through the triangle. One more, inhale, and exhale and reach through. And then complete the triangle, bend the bend the left leg, push off the quadricep, open the 2 hips, inhale, exhale. And last one, inhale. So you're pouring the energy through, opening the right side. And then release and turn. For a moment, warrior. Just one exhale here. And then bring the right knee down. You could push off the left quad to bring the right knee down or just lower on your own. Then the quadricep stretch, pushing off the left thigh with your hand or forearm. Lower the right hand along that right hamstring. And one more, inhale. And exhale, lower a little, stretching the quadricep, looking back right. And then finish. And we'll come out. And either sit on the foot or take the foot to the inner thigh or do this Hanuman pose, the splits. And so whatever works for your knees. Fold over that left leg, reach through, or in the Hanuman, the pose that keys in, you're reaching through both legs. And one more breath. Exhale, open the hamstring, the low back. Finish the forward bend. If you're sitting on the foot, you'll take that right foot to the inner thigh. If you've been in splits like he has, just a little more to get there. Then you're going to take your right hand down, right close to the right buttock. Come up on your right knee. And then you're rolling back left. Make sure your low back's good, and then you're stretching through that left waistline. One more, inhale, and exhale, and roll back left. And then release and turn down. And as you turn down, you're going to turn towards the left, swing your right knee back. Come on up to warrior. And then come across. You could develop like key with the knee down, or you could have the knee off like I am. And then one more breath. Exhale. Turn on it. Stabilize the back leg as you turn. And then release and come out into rotated triangle. Back leg in or front foot back. Right hand lands somewhere on the shin or the floor. 2 exhales. Exhale. Open that left hamstring. Reach through. One more breath. Inhale. Steady. Slow in. And exhale and finish the rotated triangle. And then release and come out. Move a little bit in between the 2 sides and he'll be the voice.
So with your legs wide spread as you're hinging at the hips, just folding forward Give yourself an opportunity to just circle through the hips and the shoulder sockets, bending knees and elbows, feeling the effects from that whole sequence on the left side, and one more breath. As you release, draw your way back up through center, and opening your right leg to the right, hinging in the right hip, sending both sides of the pelvis down to the left heel, in Uddiyana Trikonasana. Right hand can develop anywhere along that right leg. Traditionally, left arm is to 90 degrees off the left side of that shoulder. And one more breath. As you release, lunge into your right knee, slide your left leg back a bit. Along neutral line from the left heel all the way through to the left hand. Breathing as you're reaching through. Seeking your own level with that right leg along with the right hand supporting. And as you release, pivot on your left foot. Turn your way to the right. For warrior, as practiced in the sun salutation as well. Exhaling as you're deepening in the work until such time as the left knee can come on the ground. And then we have options. Hands can stay on that right leg, or you might turn and look back to the left with left hand on the left hip. And of course, the mermaid variation, deepening into the quad stretch. One more breath. Releasing from the pose, shift your way back into the forward bend as Bob is, Trian Mukhaikapada Paschimottanasana. And if the left leg doesn't like it, you can open the left knee to the left. And otherwise, if you're working in your splits position with me, see to it that you're still pressing this left hip forward, right hip drawing back, and one more breath. As you release from the posture, free up your left foot and take left foot to the inner right thigh. Left knee straight forward, left hand by that left hip. With the right foot on the ground, press and lift the pelvis forward and tracing a half circle with that right arm reaching back behind you. Head and eyes look down to the left hand. And one more breath. Releasing, we begin to retrace our steps a bit. Turn your way to the right. And as you do, set it up with your right leg forward, and the left knee will come off the ground into warrior, following on Bob sequencing. One more breath. Now from here, as you're able, we'll rotate extended side angle, and if you wanted to pause for a moment with the left knee on the ground, you could. Otherwise, just one more breath here. As you release from the pose, untwist. Straighten through your right knee and draw your left leg in a bit. Paschimottanasana is the base position. So finding that pyramidal shape. From that foundation, start to rotate to the right. Your Uddiyana Prasarita Trikonasana, one more breath. When you release from the pose, come on back through center. And give yourself again that room in which you can shift slightly side to side. Another variation you might be appreciating at this point would be hands behind the back, interweaving the fingers. And reaching those arms up and over, back behind you, opening through the chest, and one more breath here. Now as you release from the position, come on back up to standing, and take the legs back together, and 3 grounding breaths. Inhale, expand the arms to the side body, and exhale, collect your energy, bring it back to where you could use it again. Twice again like this, inhale to expand and open, and exhale, regrounding, and one more time, inhale, and exhale. Now in this way, you and I and Bob as well can all feel the warming effect of the sun salutation as well as the moon salutation. In doing so, we have satisfied our desire for some standing postures. And as such, next we're going to shift into a one-legged balance position, taking it into the classic tree posture. Shift your body weight into the right leg, take the left foot to the inner right leg, to the height that's just right for you and your hips. You might pause to consider keeping the pelvis evenly squared, and in doing so with the hips evenly horizontal, reaching the arms overhead. Elbows can wrap in, shoulders are sliding down the back in this traditional variation of Vrikshasana. And one more breath. As you release from the posture, come on back down and circle up your knees, ankles, feet, and toes in one direction, and also back into the other. Making sure all is well before we shift it now to your second side. Standing through your left leg. Taking your right foot up to the right height for you, someplace where you're able to still keep the pelvis evenly squared. And with the hands on the hips, you're more likely to be able to feel where that is in space. From here, as you're able, rooting down through that left leg, allow your arms to branch upward and outward. Doing so, allow the shoulders to slide down the back. And one more breath in Vrikshasana. As you release from the posture, come on back down, and again, circle it out. Knees, ankles, feet, and toes in one direction, and then the other. Now in this way, you could be practicing with any of the one-legged balances from that entire sequence that we presented a while ago. And as such, I just wanted to bring forward that traditional tree posture. Next, Bob is going to be selecting from our core offerings, the kind of core that he wants to take us into.
Let's come on to our back. We'll do some core for the belly first. As you come on your back, bring both knees in and just feel the impact, the effect of the sun salutation, the moon salutation, and the tree pose. And then from here, we're going to take one leg up. We'll choose the right with your left foot on the ground for this easy version. Lower the right leg as you exhale. Hold the out for a moment, reach through that right leg, lengthening the psoas of the right side, and then inhale up. And then second side, bend the right knee, take your left leg up, open the foot, and then exhale, lower the left leg. Hold the air out, reach through, lengthening the belly like a rubber band, pulling, getting pulled, and then inhale up. Now take your second leg up, both legs up, open the feet, lower both, and it depends on your strength, how low you go. It could be just barely off the ground. And then raise your skull also barely. Normal neck curve. As you exhale, reach through. Your abdominal muscles, your neck muscles are working. Try to spread. And one more breath. Exhale, spread through. And then head down, knees in. Hold the knees. We'll do that one more time. Legs back to vertical. Lower. And find that working position. Same thing. Raise the skull slightly. 3 exhales. Exhale. Spread between the feet and the head. 2 more. Steady, slow in. And exhale. Steady and slow out. And one more. Inhale. And exhale. And then bend, head down, bend the knees, come in. Rock a little bit. From here we're going to go on to our belly. Come on to your belly. It'll be locust. Take the hands down by the thighs. Tip the pelvis up. Waking up the multifidi down the low back, the lumbar area. And then raise your legs into locust. Now a couple exhales here. And then we're going to crisscross one leg over the other. One more with both legs here. And then crisscross your left over the right, forcing the right low back to work a little bit more. Reach through as you lengthen through. And then second side, wrap your right over the left, forcing the left side to work more. Reach through as you exhale, both legs fairly straight. One more. And then back to both. And one exhale, exhale, reach it through in the locust. And then from there, come out, swing your hips up and back. And he'll be the voice for the next piece of work.
Give yourself a moment to rest in your prayer posture. On your knees, tail can lift up high, and the arms can reach farther forward. In this way, as Bob's demonstrating the high-hipped prayer, we have a chance to decompress that low back. That generally feels good to all of us. Further variation is Bob could take his hips back onto the heels for a deeper stretch through the low back. Just making sure that this is feeling completely good to you. And one more breath here. Next, we're going to shift into a little bit of an arm balance in preparation for inversions. In doing so, draw your way up through this kneeling position, and as you do so, you can take the hands wider apart than your hips, so that as you're able, you'll start to come up onto your toes, and with the knees opening to the sides, stick your elbows into your inner knee crease, so that as you press your knees open with the elbows, you're able to stretch through the inner thighs a bit more. This is one of the variations of crow position, and as such, in Bakasana, shift your body weight forward and lifting up your tail. Over time, maybe lifting those feet as well, and breathing as you're reaching through, lowering in this low crow variation with a neutral spine. And one more breath. Now when you release from the posture, come on back up, having put a little bit of the body weight into the arms. Perhaps we're ready to shift into what will be our inversion practice. I'm going to take it to a 90-degree position at the wall to demonstrate how it is we might, again, balance our body weight onto the hands. In doing so, Bob's going to take it into his own inversion practice. What's that going to be, Bob?
It's going to be headstand, just classic headstand. So you choose the inverted that works for you. We'll be doing it simultaneously. Key walking up into the 90 degree against a wall, and myself going into the headstand. You can see with Key's position, one leg could come up. The two hips are lifting towards the top foot, and she might do the second side. And I'll be up in headstand for a short while.
And as Bob's in his headstand, you can see that he's using the core of the body enough that he's able to lift the hips out of the ribs. If at any point we needed him to press through the forearms and to lift the head up, he'd be able to do that as well. Seeing to it that we're not putting too much body weight onto the head. Instead, bearing the weight more completely through your forearms. The same activity that Bob's in could be practiced instead at, again, the bar or the wall or your supportive beam. When Bob's able, he'll allow himself to lower back down. And after your inversion practice, give yourself a moment to stabilize. Again, prayer posture or child's posture. In any of the variations, hips up high or nice and low like Bob has it now. And in doing so, making sure that things are feeling good from your inversion. In doing so, we're benefiting the head, bringing more blood flow into the head. And next we'll shift into a little bit of a back bending practice, in which we'll be benefiting the heart.
I'll do bridge and easy back bend. Key will do the full back bend, the wheel, chakrasana. They're the same setup to begin. You choose whatever back bend feels right for you right now. Feet in by the buttock, feet parallel. And I'll be just raising the pelvis and then interweaving the fingers. And Key will be from bridge coming up. That's on an exhale. And then in either case, you're working through the pose. The feet engage, your pelvis toward the line of the knees, your ribs out. Key is rocking over, opening her shoulders. I'm walking under with my shoulders, working through. And a couple more. Work through the wheel or the bridge. And one more, open. And then release. And we'll come down and hold the knees. Rock in, and then any movements, a little side to side or back and forth like a rocking chair. From here, let's do a reclined twist and then a seated twist. Straighten your right leg down. Take your left foot on the right thigh. Cross over to the right with your left knee. The left arm could outstretch to the left. And a couple breaths. Roll that left hip down, away. Stretch your left low back out. Probably look back left. One more breath. Inhale. This is a feel-good pose. Exhale. Stretch that left outer buttock. Reach through. Allow your left low back to release. And then come out. And second side. Take your left leg straight down. The right leg's going to come. The right foot on the edge of the thigh. You come across. And the right knee might come to the floor. Might be slightly off. You're rolling the right hip down away as you turn back and look right. And a couple more. Reach through the pose. And last one, reach through. And then release, and he'll be the voice. Rock.
So allow yourself to come up into a comfortable seated position from which we'll have a seated twist. Now for me, I'm comfortable here on the floor, but if you wish to be sitting on a cushion to support your low back and outer hips, you're totally welcome to that. In this classic seated twist, generally we take our left leg under and the right leg over, with the two sit bones firmly planted on your supportive cushion or on the ground. Lift through the head and the chest, and then from this foundation, begin to turn and look to the right. You can see Bob's clear development as he turns and looks to the right, keeping his left shoulder down the back, and adjusting that left arm into the position that's just right for that possibility. As in, you don't need to overly round through the upper back, as Bob covered clearly in our focus with twists. And over time, you might develop that into a bind with right hand to the left hand. And one more breath here. As you release from Ardha Matsyendrasana, come back through center and shake those legs out just a little bit. Start to prepare for the second side, and as you do so, right leg's under. Right leg could be stretched out forward for the beginners or for those with super tight outer hips. And when you're in the firm foundation of the pose, lift through the head and the chest. As you're able, then turn and look to the left. Left hand can come back behind you. And again, as you can see clearly how Bob's keeping his right shoulder back and down the back. And breathing as we're reaching through. Allowing the eye gaze to carry that energy all the way to the left. And one more breath. Now as you release from the posture, come on back through center, and as you do, stretch your legs out forward. Bob will take us into his favorite seated position next. Or maybe today's favorite. Maybe it's not your constant favorite.
We'll just choose the double-legged forward bend, Paschimottanasana. You could bend the knees as liberally as you need to. Hands up over the toes. The low back, you'd like to lengthen it. Shift the sitting bones back. Reach out with the low ribs. Don't over tense the neck so the chin is in slightly. And into this forward bend. Inhale. So it's an inner leveraging. We're attempting to find the pelvis shifting back, the low ribs out, the hamstring stretching, the low back stretching. And stay here for another 4 or 5 breaths. Each exhale, progressing a little further. Inhale, you're steady in, the energy's just held in gently, and then exhale and it spreads forward. And one more.
And just playfully, that same position could be practiced as you're balancing on your sit bones, as in it's still a seated forward bend, and yet asking for my core to work a little bit more completely. Just one more breath here. Now as you release from the posture, draw your way back and up and onto your back. For a reclined posture, that's going to be similar. Initially, I'm going to have you come onto your back, and with your 2 legs up to the ceiling, start to draw your 2 legs up and over towards the line of the head. Do so without rounding the pelvis up like this, which is a flexion of the trunk. Instead, keep your pelvis down to the ground, and I like to even press my tailbone down from here to help to anchor it, and then from that anchorage, drawing the legs up and towards the line of the head. You might be using a strap or 2 straps as you're doing this work. The reclined forward bend. And one more breath here. Now as you release from the pose, you can take your feet soles together and open the knees to the side in your reclined bound angle, or truly any of the other reclined postures that we've covered that are desirable to you. You could come into instead. That could be the reclined lotus or reclined hero. Using your imagination, maybe coming into reclined deer. In this way, if you're in reclined bound angle or Supta Baddha Konasana, you might reach those arms overhead and hands could clasp the elbows. Gives you just a chance to expand through the chest, to open through the armpits, and to allow the rib cage to have complete expansion on each breath you take. Whatever's the case, one more breath here. And then we'll start to release into your corpse position for a little bit longer period of time for a reclined meditation. before coming up for pranayama and perhaps another seated meditation. In this way, allow yourself to breathe as you're resting back into corpse. Doing so with our daily practice, we are contemplating our own mortality. In doing so, we do well to release any patterns that have come to our attention that no longer serve us. Chances are, if it's not serving you, it's probably not serving anybody else either. Often, these particular patterns show up in our physical form. So allowing yourself to release tension where you hold on to it in the body can instead allow you to die before you die to that pattern, so that ever more completely your own energy field is fresh and new and peaceful and being guided by your own higher self, however you conceive of such. Having done so from this space, as you're able to start to ground back within with what's benefited you from these efforts, and then as we're able, Bob will take us back and up.
And so knees in, we'll rock, and then come to a seated position. We're going to do a little bit longer with the pranayama. 3 breaths, Bhastrika, alternate nostril, and Ujjayi. So find a comfortable cross-legged seated position. And Bhastrika is the fire, like a fire bellows. Each exhale, belly back. Inhale, it goes out. So you can, it's a strong sound, about 1 per second. It could be different pacing. We'll do that. So continue what Q's doing. As you continue, compare the 2 sides. You'd like to have the 2 sides equal as you exhale. Abdominals are working as you exhale, releasing as you inhale. Keep it going a little longer. And then inhale. Hold the air in a few seconds. Feel the supercharge of the breath, the Bhastrika breath. And exhale slowly. We'll do one more round and we'll keep it going a little longer. Inhale, prepare. And this is just going to be the sound of the breath. I'll give no instructions. So begin second round, Bhastrika. Inhale, both nostrils. Hold the air in a few seconds. Now bring the hand up you're going to use for alternate nostril. Cover the right nostril with the thumb or the ring finger, depending on your hand. Exhale left. Inhale left. This is about 8, 12, 12. Inhale left for 8. Hold for 12. You could take the hand off the nostril for just a moment. Lengthen the spine as you hold. Chin in slightly. Jalandhara Bandha gently. Cover left. Exhale right towards 12. Exhale from the bottom up. Clear that right channel, the Pingala channel. Masculine side. Inhale right. Hold approximately 12. You could gently do the Mula Bandha at the base of the pelvis and energy up through the heart, throat, third eye areas. Cover right. Exhale left. Clear that left channel. That's the Ida. Inhale left. Moon channel, feminine channel, receptive channel. Hold, center the energy into Sushumna, the central channel. The left channel energy goes to the center, it goes up through the chakras, through, cover left, exhale right, clear that right channel slowly. Very calming breath. Inhale right. Hold. The right channel energy shifts to the central channel. It goes up the chakra system to the crown of the head. Open up there. Cover right. Once more to each side. Exhale left. Clear that left channel. Ida or the moon. Inhale left. Hold, center the energy, Mulabandha possibly, the energy up the chakra system, through the throat chakra, into the brain, open it like a flower. Cover left, exhale right. Last of these, inhale right. Hold, take the hand down, you'll keep it down. We'll be in Ujjayi for 2 or 3 minutes. Exhale both. The base of the tongue is back, the jaws are relaxed. Inhale, up in through the lungs. Hold the air in. As you hold the air in, start to work with the chakras, the heart chakra. Exhale from the heart lungs open. Inhale, Ujjayi inhale, draw into the heart center directly. Hold, now as you hold, let that energy shift from heart chakra to the throat chakra, up into the neck. Exhale, energy from the throat chakra out. Draw directly into the throat chakra as you inhale. Head is back. Hold the air in, throat chakra fills. Now let that energy shift up to the third eye. And exhale and visualize like a beam of light coming out the third eye. It can penetrate and see through. And then inhale directly into third eye from all directions. Hold, your eyes are turned up and relaxed. Third eye opening. Exhale, let that third eye energy go out. Explanations can come for any issues out of third eye awareness. And then inhale up into the crown of the head. Open the Sahasrara chakra, the 1,000-petaled lotus of light. Now stay up there as you exhale and inhale. So you're keeping your attention up. The energy from the lower chakras has risen to the crown of the head. You're poised up there. Energy from the lower chakras right there at the crown of the head now. At the same time that you're expanding up, receive energy from the cosmos down like a shower of light, like a beam of light comes down into the crown of the head. So we have the meeting of the physical reality and the energies of the physical reality that have risen up, and then the energies from the cosmic source come down. You open the crown of the head. Feel how wonderful that can feel. Then Ki will be the voice to bring us home and finish the routine.
Allow yourself to take the hands together at the level of the heart. Doing so, feeling the sense of the merging of the energies rising up from below and descending from above. May it be the case that your practice allows you to ever more completely merge your higher self with your physical embodiment in such a way that your heart expands, growing in compassion and inclusion and interconnectivity. In this way, experiencing the true meaning of yoga, that of yoking or uniting our own individual self with the one over self from which we are all particles of light, allowing ourselves to merge back into source, into the light, even now, while we are physically embodied. From this space, pausing to notice the changes that have occurred within your soul, mind, and body from your practice with us. And as such, from this space, join us as we offer our voices in gratitude to the path, with the sound of the path, the Om current, inhaling. Adi Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Let's be with the peace that's deep within. Joy Bhagwan and Namaste.
Namaste.